This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is private equity funds, the dog who caught the car, and we'll discuss this in two different concepts. So one we'll discuss in the dog who caught the car. The second we'll discuss in is grass isn't always greener. So here's the discussion. About 8 to 10 years ago, I finally started to have some amount of real money. Did not grow up wealthy. In fact, it's a long story, but ended up, in a family where, dad lost his job in high school, ended up going to the University of Illinois. Magnificent experience, fantastic. At that time in life, you could go to those colleges for almost for free. A whole different discussion about grade inflation and the cost inflation of education in our country and how bastardized and bad it's become. But back in the day, I was able to go to University of Illinois literally for free. Fantastic experience. It is what it is. It was in a family where there was always the appearance of money, but there was no money. So finally, at some point, fast forward to about 8 years ago, I had sold part of one business I owned, finally had some money and thought, wow, I've arrived now. Now I'm a player. And so started to invest some of my money. Most of it, I'm very, very careful with it because I'm always scared, almost depression mentality, but started to invest some of my money in private equity funds and venture capital funds. And when I did so, I thought, God, am I a player now? God, have I arrived now? And here's the lesson I've learned from investing in private equity funds and venture capital funds is as much as I thought the grass was always greener, and like that's what I wanted, like the dog who caught the car. What I have found is that those returns have been no better, and in fact, in some ways, they've been worse than my investments in the index funds and the treasuries and everything else. So, and a lot of investing in private equity funds and venture capital funds is timing. If you invest in the right cycle, the fund hits it out of the park. If you invest in the wrong cycle, not so much. I end up hitting this at about the worst time you could hit it. And so I've not been a home run hitter when it comes to investing in private equity and venture capital funds. I do find it fascinating. It is what it is. But again, thank you for listening to the Becker Business, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We hope you enjoy these episodes. I'd love your feedback. If you're the first person that comments on this episode to me, you text me, and you can't be someone who gets the gift card all the time. You text me at 773-766-5322, and you let me know if you like this take on investing, you hate this take on investing, you enjoy the podcast, the sound is good, the sound's not good, you like the short episodes, you like some of the humor episodes. I'd love to hear it. I'll send you a $100 Amazon gift card for letting me know and being the first to text 773-766-5322. Thank you so much for listening to the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast.